Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Marcia Parker.
You'd think I would have learned how to introduce the show after over 2,000 episodes, but anyway, we are here to do a spoiler discussion of The First Purge. Guys, we just finished doing an extensive review, over 25 minutes, but there was a lot to talk about because we really enjoyed the film, and there's enough to spoil that we figured we'd do a separate video. So, yeah, I mean, let's just jump into it, Marcia. So, what's the first thing you want to spoil? Anything in particular?
I really want to spoil the fact that there was... Okay, so the whole experiment, social experiment of it was very interesting in the fact that they would pay... They were trying to incentivize murdering people and clearing out the poverty line, basically. And what I thought was interesting was when it wasn't working, that they called in the mercenaries, which had the same like tattoos as they did in the last movie. So it's something that ties into the other movies. So it shows that they've been there the whole time and really pushing, you know, cleaning out the targets they need to clear out to make it as effective as they need to make it. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting, and I loved the fact that the community figured out what was happening and fought back. So I thought that was my spoil. Yeah,
I mean, that was really cool. So basically, Marisa Tomei plays the scientist that posits the theory of the purge, saying that it will help, you know, with the country. It'll help overall morale, even if causing temporary, you know, low morale. But, you know, she theorized all these things, like there would be a lot of activity right up front and it might taper off towards the end. And as the movie progresses, you find out that there's actually, we should have more faith in humanity than we thought, because people are slow to start. Like, there's not many people taking part in the purge.
People were there just like, I just wanted the money, I'll take the money and just wait it out.
Right. I mean, and there's a whole group of people that take shelter in a church. And like, you know, they have this mass and it's a full church and you're just like, oh no.
Sitting ducks.
Oh no, literally fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
But
Christian fish in a barrel.
Yep. Jeez.
So bad.
But anyway, yeah.
It's so sad because there's women and children.
Like, and
a lot of children.
People of God and all that stuff. Absolutely.
That they say, you know, we just need the money and that's why we're staying. And they just had a huge fucking target on their backs. Yep.
And so basically, Marisa Tomei is watching with this guy from the FFA. What is it?
It's the FFA.
The Founding Fathers of America. Yeah, the FFA. And he is like sort of watching. He's like, you know, not as many people are participating as you said would. And she's like, well, it's an experiment, you know. We don't know. We didn't know what was going to happen. I thought this, and this. And he's basically like, you know, not enough is happening. And he takes a call and walks out of the room. And you're like, oh boy, what did he just go do? So he's the one that, you know, the FFA call in mercenaries in order to jumpstart the purge. And so these little militias spread out across the city, acting like purgers.
Right.
And they just start mowing people down.
In costume as gang members.
As gang members.
Yeah.
I don't know if these were actually mercenaries or not, but there was groups of KKK people rolling down the street.
Yeah, because they came out of that same garage.
Right. And that was an awesome bit of cinematography, actually, that when you see the two trucks of just KKK guys standing in the bed of the truck with arms, and like one of them is in red. I'm guessing he's the Grand Dragon or whatever. And like
I was thinking Cardinal. I don't know why.
Well, that's the Catholic faith.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
same thing. No.
Close. But anyway, so it's a really crazy shot because it's a couple of black characters hiding as these guys are rolling by, and so yeah, you know, the government is trying to jumpstart the purge, and it's eerie to know that that's how this series of movies began, like, you know, in continuity. So that's creepy. But not only that, but when Marisa Tomei figures it out, she confronts the guy. She's like, "What are you doing? You're trying to, you know, start it. This was supposed to be an experiment." And he's like, well, look at it this way. At least people think of you as a great hero, you know, or people will remember you as a great hero.
And you know she's going to die.
Yeah, and then you see later on that she literally gets tossed out into a group of purgers that's probably mercenaries, and they cap her in the face right away.
Yeah.
And so Marisa Tomei does not last.
I thought it was kind of a naive part on her, like, because at first I thought, oh, she's got to be on this because of course this is what's going to happen. You pick a really poor area, and impoverished people, and you're giving them license to kill. And what do you think is happening? You're not doing that in like Middle America. You're not doing it on fucking $100 million avenue. You're doing it they're clearing out poverty. I mean, how do you not know that?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. It was just so weird that she didn't click on it. And
that's the thing. The socioeconomic questions that this movie asks, and like there's issues at play that are hiding below the surface and yet playing a big part. One of the other things I wanted to spoil that was it was a pretty cool scene. I wish it had gone on longer and a bit crazier. But the Purge party scene,
yeah, the Purge party was awesome.
So the when the government's trying to figure out why isn't anyone doing anything, and one of them's like one of the people looking for activities like, sir, we found some activity, and it's just the drone flies over and it's just all these people doing like this rave, and they're all dressed up and make-upped up, and they're all just having this party, and it's really cool until Skeletor shows up. And so Skeletor is the guy that is basically the main antagonist. He's the reason the main brother is involving himself in the Purge, because he gets attacked by Skeletor in public and feels sort of demonetized. And so he wants to take part in the Purge. He lies to his sister and says he's in Brooklyn, and so he wants to take part in the Purge and hunt down Skeletor. While he's doing so, Skeletor, the kid finds the party, and then Skeletor finds the party, and he just wanders into the crowd, and he's got like this wrapping around one hand that's got 3 hypodermic needles sticking out.
And God knows what's in them.
Yeah, exactly. Like then a massive curved knife.
Yeah.
And he just goes in and he just starts attacking people in the middle of the crowd, and it is so dope. Doesn't last nearly as long as it could have, and probably should have, in my horror fans' opinion. But it was still really neat because, again, they're playing with lighting and art direction and cinematography, and you can see his eyes are purple, like bright purple, and it's so cool to see juxtaposed against all the green and yellow and reds and stuff like that. Like
I think his was the only one that had the purple.
I didn't see many others. Yeah. And the kids were crystal blue, I didn't see a lot of other crystal blue ones either. So I thought the Purge Party, that Purge Party Massacre was really cool. You could make a movie called Purge Party Massacre.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to be a movie now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Any other spoilers that you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the King. So
Please.
He was awesome.
The King of the Block.
The King of the Block. So his storyline was interesting because he grew up on the streets. He ended up becoming like the kingpin of like the drugs and the gangs, and he had his own like army. And what I thought was interesting was that he's not only was he the king, he was a badass king.
He was.
And he
Dude
did
was
have
in shape.
Yeah. He wasn't playing. He was not playing. And I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that because he was also like almost militia himself when he was like killing people. And I'm like, I'm not from the streets and I don't know what it's like to be that way, but I feel like his training was a little elevated.
Yeah, I feel like they don't train with those big ass machine guns that they get from the, the police group or whatever, the militia group.
Yeah.
But, it's a conceit you make.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess they just say gang members, so they have to know how to use every gun.
Every gun. Every single gun.
In the Purge universe, gang member equals gun training.
Yeah.
But it actually, again, the movie posited interesting ideas that we saw kind of play out, where it's like, will it be gang member on gang member? Will it be gang member on citizen? Will it be police militias rolling in to take care of the crime.
And there was some of that too.
Yeah.
And
it was interesting.
There was a very satisfying moment. I know you said there wasn't a lot, but the biggest one that I had was when he started attacking the guys in the KKK. And this whole gang was, I mean, on that fight, and it was brutal. It was quick, and it was so satisfying because didn't they just kill off the church too? Yeah.
Well, not that particular group, but another militia group had gone in and taken out almost all the people in the church.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the bad guy's crew gets mowed down by drones. I was like, that pissed me off.
Yeah,
I was like,
cheating.
That was cheating. I wanted to see them all. They didn't need to make it a one-man army going up against all the guys. That felt less.
I felt
realistic.
I think if they had all gone in, and you would have had a better battle,
a more balanced breakfast, as it were.
Yeah, the end was satisfying. I think when everybody finally picked up their weapons to fight,
I fell for the red herring also, though. When she saw the dots of blood, I thought for sure Skeletor was hiding in the
I thought so too. They might have filmed it
that way. I bet so too. But then they're like, wait, how are they going to get out of there? Oh shit, we need him for that instead.
Or, they probably filmed it both ways and figured out what tested better.
Yeah.
I like the way then he pops up, this is a huge spoiler, when he pops up to save the day, and you're just not expecting him
he's not trying to save the day
he's
either.
Just trying to
he pops up to try and kill the brother and sister, and all of these militia guys just happen to be in his way.
Right.
And so he's like, just starts slashing people.
And
that's
perfect.
The nice thing, in the past ones, we got a lot of gun violence and occasional slicing, but in this one, we got a lot of knives and machetes and stuff like that. A lot of truly horrific, purge-tastic sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I will also say, just as a side note, between Marcia and I, because we went to Halloween Horror Nights 2 years ago, and Halloween Horror Nights has done the Purge almost every year, and I see no reason why not to continue the trend.
Oh, I hope they do it.
I see no reason why not to.
I had so much fun going through those scared zones.
Yeah.
And then of course the actors loved it because I was just all screaming I'm like, oh my god, don't kill me, and laughing, and they just swarm me every time, and I just have so much fun because it's a safe purge zone, but it's so much fun. If you gotta go to Halloween Horror Nights, and they need to let us go for free. So
to spoil the end, though, the main characters, the sister and brother, both survive, along with their spicy neighbor that talks about shitting on her way home, which was actually pretty funny. And then two other friends, or a friend and the daughter. The friend played by the captain from Dexter, the female captain from Dexter. And then finally the king. He survives as well. He gets shot, but he survives as well. The problem is, I didn't like that. I felt he should have died because he's done a lot of bad shit. And he should have died redeeming himself. But you can't turn him into the hero. Literally, everyone in the block is thanking him for saving them when he was killing people with drugs literally the day before.
Yeah.
So that felt like a disconnect for me. Yeah. That's something that's part of what took off the point and a half.
Well, that was what she was saying, I want you to be that person you used to be.
But that was too convenient, though.
Yeah, it was. It was.
To wash it all, I was going to say whitewash it. To wash it all away like that, in just so easily. I mean, his whole crew's dead.
Yeah.
So I guess it's easier that way, but still, I can't justify that as a viewer. Everyone built him up to be this bad kingpin guy, and now he's suddenly good because he protected the block from the crazy people.
I feel he's peddling the drugs and he's doing whatever and he's profiting and that. But at the same time,
he shot his crew member in the face too.
Well, he deserved it.
Yeah, but still, that does not show. Again, didn't you get from that scene? They were here's a scene showing that he's still very hard. Right? I mean, and so then to go right back to softening him again, they were softening him, and then he's like, no, he's still hard. And then now he's soft again for the rest of the movie and afterwards. It felt like they didn't quite know what they were doing with him.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I felt like it was inevitable that he was going to be the anti-hero. I
don't think it was inevitable.
I think it was inevitable he was going to be.
I thought the Three Kings. I thought they were going to be the
they were
heroes.
the comic relief.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to be the ones to kind of show up at the end and be like, "Man, we've been through some shit, but this is ridiculous."
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like they underplayed them for sure.
I think so too. I think there must have been another scene cut out with them.
I feel like they could have done a lot more with them. Like you just kind of tap into them at the end of their battle, and that's kind of unfortunate because I feel like they could have done more with them. I don't know. Like at the end, I was okay that he was, he saved the day. I didn't realize why so many people were thinking him because he really was only trying to save her. So and that aspect kind of threw me off because it wasn't that he was trying to really save the block. I think he was really just trying to save his ex-girlfriend.
I agree.
There was a little bit of it where he saved his homeboys, he saved the 3 people, and
he got his revenge on the guy that tried to have him killed.
Right, he got his revenge, and then he went to go save the girl, which, you knew that was going to happen because she was going to be dumb, her brother was going to be dumb, and he had all the fucking guns.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's part of the problem, I guess, getting into staying in spoilers. It was a bit predictable at times. You kind of knew where things were headed.
But I was okay with it.
But yeah, that's the thing. Because
it's
it was still entertaining to watch play out.
Yeah, like, you know where they're going to have to go through the movie. Because you know where they're going. You know where they're headed because you've watched the other movies. But, it was still it was a good ride. And we got to see some people get dead. We got to see some good revenge kills. We got to see some revenge fucking. Sorry.
That's true. Well, we don't know if it was revenge fucking.
I don't know. It looked like revenge fucking. Because they were really going at it.
Yeah, well, okay. Revenge fucking?
Yeah, like, maybe,
Well, how is that revenge, though? Like,
maybe...
I'm getting back at you for letting me in. What?
No, maybe, they were, cheating on their other people. I don't know. They're going at it like they weren't supposed to.
Maybe I shouldn't have questioned you.
Yes.
Yeah, revenge fucking. Got
revenge fucking.
Okay. All right.
Not that I've ever experienced it.
And with that window closed, thanks very much for watching our spoiler discussion for The First Purge, you guys.
Yeah.
It was a fun movie. I think it's definitely worth your time, especially if you enjoyed the others, and especially if you thought they have been getting better. I definitely think this is the best of the bunch.
Yeah, if you like the series, watch the movie.
Absolutely. Go check it out. Thank you guys very much for watching, though, and thank you very much to our patrons. We recently launched our Patreon. The link is in the description box down below. So those lucky people have been telling us exactly what movies we're going to be watching and reviewing and doing commentary and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you join if you want to help support the show. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Marsh Parker.
And remember, stay scared.